You were saying that you questioned some of the poll results that we saw in the Des Moines Register poll. That's what a candidate does when they're behind. But why are you so sure that all of us are underpolling your supporters?
Well, we think our great strength is with younger voters, and younger voters are all on cell phones. They just aren't picking up. They aren't on the list to be called. And I think the reason we're attracting the youth vote is that I've been the leading spokesman against the government collecting all their cell phone records. And I also am one who's saying, you know what, when kids make a mistake with marijuana or other drugs, let's don't put them in jail. Let's don't give them a permanent record. Let's give them a second chance. So we really think a lot of the youth vote is going to come to us. We're working very hard on college campuses to turn them out, too.
You know, a year ago, many of us, including myself, when we thought who was going to be the outsider who could be electable, we all looked at you. That you were a guy that was, and then suddenly Hurricane Trump comes in, and you don't look as much like an outsider. I had somebody say to me the reason they're for Trump. I said, well, you know, he's such a maverick, and I asked them about you and Cruz, and they said, well, they're in Washington. Like your first name, senator, bothered them.
I don't think it's that so much as I think that the election has been consumed by celebrity and by celebrity polling. And so the news cycle has been dictated over and over and over again. If you look at Trump's coverage, he's getting 25 times what the rest of the field combined is getting. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But we also don't think the polls have a great deal of accuracy. In the Kentucky governor's race recently, with 1 week to go, they were off by 13 points. So we think there's a great chance for a surprise on Monday, and we want to be part of it.
What's interesting about Trump is is that it does seem, and I've talked to some of his supporters, they sound like people that are libertarians. Particularly, some of it is on foreign policy, and he has sort of tried to come across as a non-interventionist.
Yeah, but he has a variety of opinions. He was against the Iraq War, sort of, after a while, but he's also been in favor of, you know, bombing the you-know-what out of people over there, just like Cruz. Let's make the sand glow. Libertarians and liberty-leaning people really aren't for indiscriminate bombing because we think, in the end, you may create more terrorists than you actually kill. He's also been aggressively for a surveillance state. He said, let the NSA do whatever they want. That's not very libertarian. He's also been for using eminent domain to grab up private property for his casinos. Not a very libertarian idea. So actually, I think of Trump as being the opposite. I think of him as being more of an authoritarian than I think of him as being a libertarian.
How committed are you to go just on to New Hampshire if things don't go so well tomorrow night?
You know, I grew up as a competitor. I grew up swimming my whole life, swimming in college, and we went in to win. You know, nobody goes in, oh, well, if I get 4th or 5th, I'm not going on. The only thing you can think about is winning until the votes come in. And I think part of the problem of this election cycle is we discount voting in favor of even polling. They're even talking about the presidential debate after Iowa being based on polling, not elections.
That's correct.
That's insane.
No, once voting starts,
you got to base your decision on the poll,
right,
on the elections, on how people vote.
No, that is absolutely. But I noticed you're saying if you're not doing well here on Tuesday morning, you're going to rethink things?
We are planning to win, and we think we actually had the votes to win. We're going to surprise a lot of people. We've made 1 million phone calls in this state. We have 1,000 precinct chairs. We're going to surprise a lot of people Tuesday morning.
Senator Rand Paul, stay safe on the trail.
Thank you.
Thank you.